Ricky here with Breaking Your Barriers, coming to you with our segment on hanging out with local heroes. And today's local hero is an amazing friend. She is going to be sharing something similar to one of our other friends. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because this other friend is her friend. And she speaks about the same topic, which has to do with something very important, very global, and something that is affecting the world: health and wellness. She's going to be sharing about health and wellness as well as mental health. She has so much under her belt. She's been a pranic healer. She teaches yoga. She is a certified naturopath. And she's been doing this for over 10 years. She's going to share her story of what brought her to this path and why she's such an amazing advocate for health and wellness as well as mental health. I'm not going to let you guys wait any longer. I want you guys to get as much information as you can. If you're unhealthy right now, trust me, listen to Judith. She's got a wealth of information that she's going to share with you. And more importantly, she's going to share her own personal experiences. Don't think you're alone. With that said, Judith, it's amazing having you here.
All right, so thank you so much, Ricky. So yes, my name is Judith Alma. You can call me Judith. I'm a pranic healer and arhatic yogi practitioner, and I'm a certified natural health coach. I'm into naturopathy, and um, also right now I'm currently taking my master's degree in psychology. I'm a certified yoga medical yoga therapy teacher. Yes, I teach also kids yoga. And then professionally I'm a property developer. I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm very proud mom of a 14-year-old boy. So that's it. And also, yes, I believe you've met my very wonderful, fantastic friend. She's my co-host. I'm also one of the hosts of Naturopathy in Manila that
Yep.
talks about health and wellness here in Manila.
Mhm. Judith and I share one thing majorly in common. She
Mhm.
says her goal is to inspire one soul at a time. And
Mhm.
my goal is to inspire one person at a time, which ultimately means the same thing. And we are here for you, all you listeners. If you're in pain, if you're suffering, if you're losing hope, if you're out of shape, if you're bad health, that's the reason for this channel. Now, today, I can't wait for Judith to share why and what brought her to the natural healing.
Mm.
And Judith, I need to ask you because you shared something that was just so amazing to me. And
Mhm.
it's something that most people would need to hear because sometimes in our mind it can cause the most damage. And I'd love
Mhm.
to hear your take on mental health and how
Mhm.
powerful it is to get that back up.
When we talk about really Ricky in mental health, I just mentioned I'm taking my master's degree right now in psychology. But what I've realized right now, going with this science right now, I feel so grateful that prior to taking this, I've already known about what does it really mean, energy healing and how it works. We call this energy medicine. So prior to becoming a student in psychology, taking this master's degree, I have already started my journey in natural healing, which way back 2000. um, the health and wellness when it comes to naturopathy, I started that when after I gave birth to my son. That was 2007. And then when I was led to the path of pranic healing at 2012. So those are about 2012. So right now I said taking my master's degree in psychology. So I believe my experience is really connecting everything. It's
Mm.
just, I'm grateful that right now, with all the learnings that I've gotten and receiving continuously from the school of my teacher in pranic healing, I see things in a more holistic way.
Yes.
You know, it's not one-sided. And I learned this from, I did not learn this on my own. I learned this from the school of pranic healing, that when you see things, you have to see the whole thing. It's not about agreeing or to disagree in some matter. It's to understand. Because every one of us, when we are being presented to something, we may look at in this point of view of this situation, but others look at from different points of view because in a different scenario situation. The key is not to agree or to disagree, but to understand the whole thing. So I'm not saying that I'm always like that, Ricky, you know, because it's a process and I'm continue learning. But the beauty of that, when you are open, and being open is, it takes a lot of humility,
Yeah.
removing your pride. And that's what got into me, that the more I learn, the more I realize I don't know everything. So that is very, very a humbling experience. In relation to mental health, I completely believe that, we are taught that everything is energy, Ricky. Our thoughts, our emotion, and our action, they are form of energy. And in our school, we are taught how to identify that in a very higher perspective level. But of course, learning is a key also. So you have to learn, you have to study. So in dealing with mental health or mental challenges, we have several spiritual practices that we do as a pranic healer. But of course, for people that who are not aware about this kind of techniques that we are taught in our school, that doesn't mean that we cannot help them. So that's why I am so how would I say, grateful that when I deal now with people, the knowledge that I've learned from my teacher, Grandmaster Chowa Kukso in Pranic Healing, and the knowledge that I am learning continuously from what I am doing right now is integrating all of them. And then I see, oh, this is the reason now why I'm being placed to this situation, because I have a purpose. I have a purpose. Because before, when I prior to pranic healing, I was clinically depressed and I was looking for answer. So, my mom, my siblings, all the people that love and care for me, I didn't notice that when you are too consumed of so much negativity and traumas, you don't see that. You only see darkness. You're in the darkness. I'm so grateful that my teacher and his teachings found me. That's why so something great, you cannot just keep that. And we are in the pandemic. Up to now here in the Philippines, here in Manila, we are in lockdown. Yeah. So we are all focused on physical aspect, strengthen your immune system. I agree to that. I'm also a natural health coach. I study naturopathy. But I think we should not forget that, we also have to take care our emotional and mental aspect. And this is where we are coming in. We are coming in as a pranic healers, as Arhatic Yogi practitioners. Because with the things that we have learned from our school, we believe that we can be of service. And the beauty of pranic healing, you can do distantly the treatment. You don't have to physically, because pranic healing is basically a no-touch healing energy system. So
Right.
we study. It's really a science. That's why you have if you really want to really plunge into it, you have to study, because there's a techniques, there's a system.
Right.
It's not, but of course, if it's, and we talk about energy healing here, there's always a spiritual spiritual aspect. And that's the beauty of it, because we don't claim to be the one who do the healing. We are just an instrument of it. So
Very
nothing to be prideful or to brag about it. In fact, the more that you become
humble.
humble,
Yeah.
because you become a channel of the blessing.
Now, coming from clinical depression, that's not a joke.
Mhm.
There's so many people here in the United States, as well as all over the world, who are and have some form of depression. Is there any words of encouragement that you would share with them before, even before getting to your level of pranic healing and
Yeah.
understanding? Is there any words of encouragement that you would give somebody who has no understanding about this yet, but might be willing to listen because they know you took the steps to get there?
What I experience and the learning is really, regardless what kind of mental challenges you may be depressed, you anxious, trauma, grieving, whatever it is, Ricky. Um, the main thing is identify yourself, who really you are.
Mm,
Meaning, go back to your innermost. Meaning, sometimes it's hard to, when you're put in the situation and you are in complete darkness and emptiness,
yes.
the only thing that you can hold on to is also the one that's really within you. And it's hard, but that is the one that really empowers you to be healed. The empowerment is within you, really. It takes a lot of courage, but if a person is willing to be well, there's some such force within you that will do that. I don't know how people will call that. In pranic healing, we call that you are a being of divine love, divine light, and divine power. People will call this true nature, your true self. But when you identify that you are this being, that these emotions, these mental challenges that you're going through, is really just a part of you, but this is not your whole context as a human being. There will be empowerment that comes in you, that, such a lift that will take place in you. That's, when I advise I do online consultation,
Mhm.
because I'm a certified natural health coach. When I do a counseling to them, I don't just plunge into the treatment. I need to hear them. I need to know what they are going through and what what is happening inside of them. And of course, when I talk to them, I will always make them realize by facilitating the session that what's happening right now to you is not your permanent. You have the ability, you have the power to get out of that, regardless of where you are right now. Because sometimes, coming from that experience, sometimes even you know it, but you need some external factor to tell you,
Right.
and then something that, okay, that's right. Sometimes it's like that, because when I was depressed,
Uh-huh.
only what you're hearing is this. But when you hear someone saying that you have something within you that you maybe, it's not that you're not recognizing it, or maybe something that's been there that you're not aware of, it's time for you to reclaim that, because that's really your birthright. So those are the words. I don't claim that I know everything, Ricky.
Right.
At case-to-case basis, what I do when I meet my clients and they're having this consultation, I ask for guidance, because it's not me.
Right.
I don't know what they will present to me right then and there, but I believe with the guidance of God, I am being used. And then healing happens not because of me. Healing happens because of the receptivity of the person and his faith to whom he believes God is. So I am here to just facilitate and becoming an instrument. So For those that, there's no background of pranic healing, it's okay. As long as that they believe that within them, they can find the healing. And sometimes that's what we do, making them become aware of what they have within them. Because sometimes if you too consume of pain, too consume of trauma, you have forgotten that as a certain degree. So just that reminder of, regardless of your situation right now, regardless of what you are feeling right now, you can always find that hope within you to get back and stand up and move forward.
As you became more powerful as an instrument of God to help people, you said something very important: humility. Because the more people you've helped, the more humble you've become. And guess
Mhm.
who is exactly like that? Jesus. So when you said that, it hit home. And you also mentioned one thing that's so important that people don't realize, and you do have it: empowering yourself. Now, empowering yourself doesn't mean I'm the strongest, I'm the best. You know what it means? It means being willing to admit, I need help. It takes courage to admit you need help sometimes. I'm guilty of that. I'm sure Judith, as well as anybody in the pranic healing, as well as naturopathy community, feels the same way.
Mhm.
And everything you've shared, it's been amazing. Now, I'm going to share this with you, viewers, as well as friends. Reach out. The first
Mhm.
step is to reach out. And I'm going to leave Judith, as well as our other buddy, Pink's information in each of their interviews. Reach
Mhm.
out. And the most important thing is, don't judge a book based on its cover. Get the
Correct.
information, do your own due diligence, and
Mhm.
realize there's not only one way to get to one place. Remember that.
Yes,
Now,
countless ways. We have
countless
many
ways.
opportunities and options there. So just what resonate for you, then do it, use it. If it's not, then there's a lot of things there around, options. Blessings are always there around. I'll
Please.
share a real story. Last June, my father passed away. All right. And I've been already here, and this is one thing that I've realized, and I continue to pound on it. I am, you know, it's okay to not be okay. No, when me as a person, I know I'm the eldest of the family, and my siblings, of course, my mom, they see me as somebody that, okay, stand for it. I still do that, Ricky, but I don't deny the fact that I'm going through internally of pain right now. The pain of missing my father will never ever go away. Will never ever go away. But the greatest lesson I've learned of the death of my dad is, you know, completely learn to forgive and let go of the pride. Regardless of how heavy the sin of the person, there's what we call internal and outer forgiveness. If there are things that you just have to let the matter pass. Because at the end of the day, it will give you more peace. You can sleep, and that's what you call putting order to your life. There's a saying, right? Pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. Because pain
Mm,
is all, we can always experience pain with the challenges that we face on our day-to-day interaction with people or any situation. But you have a choice if you continue to wallow in the mud
yep.
or be out of it. So I would say for those people who are encountering, or regardless, let go, let the matter pass by giving completely forgiveness. You don't have to go to the person, I forgive you. In your own quiet time, find that quietness and just ask whoever, God, whatever faith you are into, to heal you, to give you the heart to forgive. Yes, I know it's easier said than done. That's why I said this is one of the great lessons I've learned from my father's death, is to completely let go, to completely um, learn to forgive and let the matter pass and value. That's why, when after the death of my father, I value more, I respect more the people that part of my core. I cherish them more, and for those people that coming my way, because before I'm too, of course, I'm not saying that, just anyhow random people,
Right.
but I'm saying too selective. But now I see, I can be open, I can, in a way, because like what I've said, I always tell this to Pink, you attract what you are. You only attract what you have generated within you. Then if you have full of this love, forgiveness, you will attract genuine people as well to your life, to your core. So it takes a lot of practice, Ricky. It's not an overnight thing. I still fall. I'm not I'm not perfect. I'm human. I still fall. But the beauty is you learn to recognize that you have this awareness and then willing to stand up and move forward, because there's no such thing that, the only thing will paralyze you is your pride will stop you from moving, will stop you from going. That's why learning to accept your weakness and your strength and embracing both of them, you will realize that you are a human being, but at the same time, within you, there's a force within you that can overcome and improve these weaknesses, strengthen more of your whatever gifts you have. So my advice is really to learn to be not too hard on yourself. Don't sabotage yourself by always focusing of the things that the things that you do wrong. It's good to recognize them and become aware, but the key is having the courage and openness to correct them. That is humility. When you are able to accept, I made a mistake and then I have to correct them. If by correcting them is forgiving, I have to do it. If I need to do it over and over and over and over, then do it. I'm not saying I'm there already, Ricky. I still fall, like what I've said, but
Yep.
that's the beauty of something that you are into this kind of school. You are taught some all these spiritual practices of coming into your center, making you aware, so that instead of damaging it completely, our goal is before it's get there, you're able,
Yes.
but we're in the process because we're a human being, we are continuously evolving. And my teacher said, evolution comes with mistakes, times, and process. So
Wow.
you have to you're not superwoman, you're not superman, but learn, at the end of the day, we have to really understand and uh, be directed. What is really my purpose? Why I'm doing, every day you have to have that kind of understanding. Okay, what is my purpose today? Because such a big purpose, but good to take it one day at a time, one step at a time to get there. So there's nothing really, I believe now that people going through of challenges, you can make it. If you decide it, you will it, then take an action out of that. Then it's just a matter of time. I'm not saying don't feel discouraged,
Right.
because it's a human thing to feel discouraged. It's a human thing to feel down, low, and
Yeah.
but you have a choice. Okay, I understand this feeling, I recognize this, but get up and move forward.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, before we close with this amazing interview, I just wanted you to do something very special. I did this with Pink,
Oh,
I'd love for you to do it as well. I'd love for
okay.
you to greet your friends, your loved ones, those who are watching today in Tagalog.
Oh, wow. All right, sige.
Yeah.
Uh, it's already 12:43 here in Manila, so tanghali. So sa lahat ng mga nagmamahal sa akin ngayon, lalong-lalo na yung mommy ko, yung mga kapatid ko, at of course, yung mga kaibigan ko at yung mga nakikinig din sa atin ngayon. Gusto ko pong magpasalamat sa inyong lahat sa pakikinig. Sana sa lahat ng mga pinag-usapan namin ngayon, meron po kayong napulot, kahit isa lang po doon, na makakatulong para sa inyo. Malaking bagay na po yan para sa amin ni Ricky. Yun lang po. Maraming salamat.
And hindi ko susubukan mag-Tagalog kasi baluktot yung Tagalog ko. But with that said, I just want to say it was amazing having you, Judith. Nothing but love for you. And the biggest takeaways for me were your humility, you sharing your pains with us today. And it's not about perfection, it's about progression. It's not about being too tough on yourself, it's being easier on yourself. And the last thing I want to leave you with is this: stop giving eulogies. And the reason I say that is because learn to forgive, drop the pride, say sorry, even if it wasn't your fault. Get that reconnect with whoever it is you need to reconnect with. Thank you once again, Judith. You were amazing. And sa mga kababayan, enjoy this in the Philippines, and the Filipinos all over the world, enjoy this. This is your country woman right here. And if you need to get in contact with her, I'm going to put her information in the information section of this interview. So if you need to get in contact with her, healing, you want to get some of that yoga down, or you want to get anything that she provided today. Remember, this was a free session. She didn't even thank you. Until the next, you're very welcome. Until the next show. Once again, Ricky with Breaking Your Barriers, hanging out with local heroes. Thank you so much, Judith. We'll see you on the next show when it comes to health and wellness. I promise you.
Definitely. I'm so grateful for that. Thank you.